For those of you that have followed me for some time, you know that I don't just cover travel vlogs, but I like to give you my opinion on what it's like to live here as an expat. And today I thought it will be a useful exercise to share with you my learnings and tips for how I've managed to not just be able to live in Thailand for 16, 17 years now, before retirement and without a pension. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because quite often I'll see posters on social media say you need to stay in your motherland to work and earn your money, and Thailand is where you come and retire. Okay, it's very easy to come out with that narrative, but I always like to reject the norm, and it's one of the reasons I came to Thailand, because I didn't want to follow that beaten path and worry about wait until I was 65 and then getting my pension, and who knows how many years you've got left after that. And I'm certainly not going to take that punt that I have to work hard for all of my life in a country that perhaps I don't want to be. Increasingly, I talk to people in the UK and they say, don't come back. Not that I ever will. Lifestyle is absolutely wonderful here, but there are some rules to make a success. So I was going to give you my top 10 tips for how to be a success in Thailand without having a pension. And I think you can underline it with this. The reason I, touch wood, have been successful to date in Thailand is because I've been smart. Here's my first one, and this is a big one. Be careful who you trust and don't rush into any investment. I still see it now when I speak to people that have been here 6 months, 7 months, and they think because they spoke to Dave from the bar and got all the best advice that they know what to do. Please don't do it. Don't rush. Don't do anything for the first year until you understand who the real winners are and who the guys are that are just looking to scam you, and that can be Westerners and not just Thais. Don't listen to bar talk. If for some reason you do get caught up in a bar girlfriend, which I would recommend, look, it's just my view, don't. If they give you advice, which they will because they're Thai and they know best in this country, and it'd be easy to say, yeah, I need to listen to her, don't. Find an educated, informed person to learn from. That's not your girlfriend from the bar. Trust me. Number 2, keep disciplined and keep consistent. You have to keep going. You need to get up every morning without a hangover. You need to keep trying. Don't waste your time, and this is point number 3, in the bars. It's so easy. I did it for the first year. Fortunately, I was able to get out of it, of just drinking. And my social life was guys in bars. Fortunately, I woke up one day and said, I need to change this before it's too long. You'll have no energy, you'll be unproductive, you can't earn money, you can't forge a career or a life out here, and very soon you'll be out of money, spend all your money in the wrong areas, and go back to your homeland in a worse state as well. Your health would have suffered. Find some hobbies like gym, sauna, football, and keep grounded. Don't believe the hype around you, and don't listen to the talk that goes on in bars. Number 4, this is no particular order. The reason you come to Thailand is because you want an improved life, an improved lifestyle. So do enjoy the moment. Enjoy today, as well as being prudent and worrying about your future. Do have a longer term strategy for how you can sustain your lifestyle and build and develop. You don't just want to get by. You can do better than you may have done in the UK if you're smart. That's the position I've got in. The one thing I knew, and it's point number 5, is be a self-starter and learn. In the UK, I found when I worked in London, I was always surrounded by similar thinking people and could get caught up in a discussion that was what the trends were and have you read this, have you listened to that, and you could go on courses, and I did that. It doesn't really exist here. Surround yourself with winners, not the guys that are willing to give you the BS. Find some podcasts, always be online, learning, keep up with the trends, because you can fall behind from your counterparts in the West. Stay on their level. Point number 6, invest. 25% of my income every month goes into an investment of some kind. And I'm not going to talk about that today. Maybe that's one for another vlog. But bear this in mind. A 2.5 million condo, if you saved 50,000 baht a month for 4 years, you would be able to buy. That condo in today's market would give you 15,000 baht a month. Choose wisely. Choose a good, well-built condo. Look for something a little bit unique that you know can stay competitive on the market. Don't just go for one of the hundreds that are already here. Just consider, in 8 years, saving 50,000 baht every month, you could have 2 condos which you could actualise for the rest of your life, 30,000 baht a month, assuming there's no significant changes to the markets here. Number 7, don't cut all ties with your motherland. Try and keep a property there. I've noticed that property seems to appreciate in the UK, and perhaps it doesn't do it quite so well over here. It will at very least give you a rental income, but if things do slip up, you can go back. I've seen a lot of people that have sold up everything, struggled, their money has sometimes been gone where they've believed someone else, and then they can't even get back home because they haven't got a place to go to. It becomes a really mess. I've got so many stories. And I know some guys that have gone back to the UK with nothing and lived on the streets for a little bit until they can find some housing allowance. And it seemed impossible when they're over here. It can happen. Try and keep a bank account and a credit card so you can keep a credit rating. Number 8, this perhaps is the biggest one. Find a trusted Thai person. I've had some staff for over 10 years, and having someone I can absolutely trust to, if they took money, I knew they would give it back to me. If I told them to hold it. You want that level of trust. It's very difficult to find them. When you do find them, keep with them, because they can answer all the difficult questions. They can help you with everything from setting up a bank account to just small details that perhaps you need to be able to pick the phone up. Get that person, but really trust your gut here. You need to be very careful who you do trust, because this is where it can all go wrong. Point number 9, it might be a contentious point here. It's just my view. I'm just giving my things, but I would not recommend a bar girl as a girlfriend. Just be careful and be selective with who you fall in love. I know that once your emotions get involved, then it makes it difficult. So just look carefully for who your partner will be. Your one may not be different from the others, and chances are, if she's from a bar, she's not, and she's not going to be educated. Think about who you want to spend your time with, and don't compromise. It's all too easy, I know. And finally, on the same thing, don't open a beer bar. Most foul. If you do have a concept and strategy, be sure it's right. Do you know your market? Do you know your pricing and your competitors? Why will your one succeed and others fail? It might be right for the first year, but then someone else opens a new bar next to you and yours is gone. I spoke to a signage company once, and they said they loved the beer bar turnaround, where guys would buy a bar continuously. They reckon every 12 months they were going in and changing the fascia to another bar because guys didn't learn. If you open a beer bar, it's going to suck you into the nightlife. You'll have late nights, start drinking too much. It's just a recipe for disaster. Unless, go back to one of my other rules, you keep disciplined and consistent. It's just my idea. There are only certain jobs you can do in Thailand, and you will need a work permit and a business visa, and there are conditions for how you get a work permit. Do your research, find out what jobs you can do, and choose what is most aligned to your skill set. And going back to my other point, if you think there's some gaps, learn. Don't think you can know. You need to be tough on yourself. Really, don't think you know it all. Chances are you don't. Learn, surround yourself with the right people. Don't invest in bad decisions. Be careful. Work hard. Keep learning. Be consistent. Be disciplined. Look for opportunities. Get a good night's sleep. Don't drink too much. And then you can have a success living in Thailand. You really can. I'm doing better here and building a better longer term future with no worries about a pension. I'm going to do it my way, keeping control of my life. You get one shot. I'm not following this beaten path. This is how societies keep people controlled, and this is why only certain people really make the money, because you still get exploited, even in the UK. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep safe. Dan about Thailand.